was good. Not that ain't good. That's good. Do that. Copy. All right. So, looking at what we got, I think we do, is that root? 6. Okay, so we're gonna do root, and then probably in Nepal. Maybe one of these two if I can. We'll see. First, we're gonna do root. Root's the Zem comp. I believe. Yeah, it is.
I'll be watching your back out there, Lieutenant.
Watch out for this one.
Alright, so. Alright, so I've kind of gone over this with fungi. Zen has a very simplistic kit, so there's not going to be a whole lot having to do with you necessarily. The big things to kind of touch on will be Discord placement, harmony placement, and positioning. Right, those are kind of the three big ones that I want to look at. Trank is pretty easy to use for the most part. I mean, usually when we talk about it in game, we usually decide whether it's going to be a tempo trank or it's going to be used for an alt, which, excuse me, we usually cover that in game. Harmony placement. So most of the time, how this kind of relates between you and fungi, but how fungi should be using his packs is in priority will be you, DPS, Tusk. That's how he should be using his packs. That's kind of the biggest thing for him to be on break, right? Now, harmony for you is a little bit different. For the most part, you're going to want to keep your harmony on either Tusk or Snake, for the most part. And then priority after that will be fungi and then plus. So, sorry, I am sick. The big thing to note here is why you keep it on Tusk, right? So, like I said, fungi shouldn't really be healing Tusk as much. He's kind of last priority for the most part because when we're playing with the Sombra, we have those health packs hacked. That's what he should be going for, being around the brig for reset, waiting for his CDs to come up. We'll get inspired that way, but that still isn't going to be enough for him to constantly go in, right? It's up to him to pop his shields correctly, take less damage, know when to get out, not getting stuck, right? However, there's only so much you can do with that. So that's why you have to keep orb on him in order to try and keep him up. After that, priority is going to be on Snake because he's the same way, although he has translocate, he has health packs and, brig packs every once in a while. It's more of like a as needed thing. Now, if we were to swap out the soldier for a tracer, that's who I would want you to keep orb on. So it would go Tusk, then the tracer. The reason I keep it on the tracer is to make her more lethal, right? If she has that harmony orb on, she's already going to have a leg up in a duel against, let's say, a sojourn or another tracer who doesn't have a pocket, because she's getting that constant constant breath of healing every time she has the harmony orb on her. And it just lets her go in a little bit more aggressively for a few seconds before harmony orb fades away because of LOS. And then the reason why, so for harmony, putting harmony orb on fungi is really should only be needed in one scenario, and that's if they have a dive or something along those lines where they're diving the back line, right? Because let's say fungi gets chunked, then their Winston tracer jump in on you guys. That's when you keep harmony orb on him, and between the both of you pocketing each other, you guys should be able to sustain long enough to either push them back, do enough damage where they get out, or survive long enough for our team to peel for us, right? So that's harmony orb in a nutshell. Kind of important, but we'll see how you do with placements. Discord, obviously it's going to be on the squishies or whatever Snake's calling that he wants to dive. That's kind of priority for Discord. I mean, simple enough for that. Positioning is the next big thing next to Harmony. Is with this Brig Zen comp, it's a glass cannon in the sense that it's easy to dive on and can get deleted pretty easy, especially if you're using poor CDs and such. Um, However, if you play far enough back, you're just not going to be in range for you or Fungi to do any kind of work. Yes, Fungi has his packs, which have a very long range, but I mean that's only a small portion of his kit that he's trying to use. He wants to try to use more. For the most part, you guys will not be sitting on car. You'll have a lot of movement around the map that you need to do and take positioning before fights start or when you're trying to get into a fight. So taking that more aggressive positioning is definitely more high risk, high reward. But if you're playing within that positioning, then you're going to be in your range as a Zen, because Zen is more of a middle. I'd say probably like middle range hero, and Brig is close to mid range with their whip shot and flail being so long. So we'll see how you do, and we'll go from here. Unlucky that you died there, but that's kind of how I wanted you to rotate through that top ground, especially when you spawn back in again.
Overconfidence is a flimsy shield.
So another important thing for you to remember when you're playing this comp is you want to call aggressive angles. Sorry, it's hard to breathe, it's hard to talk. So sorry, let me do that again. So you want to be calling these aggressive angles and where you want to go. You want to make plans as the support, because you need to be getting in those aggressive positions to be able to give value for both you and Fungi. So make sure you're calling that, and Fungi can follow up with you, right? Because you against a dive, you 100% need the Brig next to you almost all the time. So good, keep it on him. Good boots, good Discord. Good, keeping it on the Sojourn. Good stuff. So again, you're not sitting. Fuck me, that hurt. You're not sitting on car. You should be in this top left where Ploss is currently, not on car. Good. You do rotate.
Over here. Over here.
Again, you don't have Harmony Orb out. You should be keeping it on ball. So keeping Discord on Monkey is good, especially with a low healing comp like they have. Because yes, Cleanse can take it off, but I mean you just throw it right back on him. And with even though it is a lot of healing still with the Kiriko Lucio, putting a Discord on it adds a lot more pressure to him that they're not going to be able to heal up quite as quick. So keeping it on him is fine during that initial, especially if that's who we're focusing. Otherwise, you're throwing it out. Good, fine. Good. Again, you're not wanting to be on car. This is Ploss's job. This is... Well, can't really be the other two since they're going to be... So where you guys want to position would be the gas station to the right. Gives you great long range sights for poke, and if they come in, that's going to force a lot of CDs out of them in order to commit on you. Yep, good, keeping it on him. So I think you might want to lower your sensitivity on Zen maybe a little bit. You're flicking, and it's flicking way too far when you do. Again, you're not wanting to position up here. You want to position behind you or on this left side where Ploss is again. Like, you guys are just free every time you're up here. Give me 1 second. Kicks. Throw in some kicks on a monkey that's primaling you, because it will displace him. Good, Discord. Again, good. You're keeping harmony on the ball. That's what we wanted.
Just in case.
Again, you guys want to position a little bit more aggressively. Good. We got Orb on him. Discord on Diva. That's good. Okay, Zen, you gotta jiggle peek a lot more. Don't just peek out freely like this. Pop out once, see where they are. Charge your volley, peek back out, launch it. Especially if they run something like an Ash, what they now just switched to. It's gonna be a lot more lethal if you were to do that.
Tactical visor activated.
Good patience on not using Trank. I mean, I'd say that maybe a little bit early on Trank, but it's okay.
This ends now.
Okay, you have two people that are crit right now that you didn't have harmony on. Now you do. Yeah, you're just dying on card here. Die on card. Don't look to get out. Don't just stand there either. Get your ult charged. Do some damage. Because even if you swapping over to the Ana here, you still need it. You can still utilize it at least. Okay, so win condition in this is going to be, in this fight particularly, is going to be a good sleep from you, EMP or nade. Specifically, I'd probably try to look to get a nade off onto, I mean, obviously their backline if we can catch up to them, but most likely their diva, to either force back and take positioning or look to demech her so that we can EMP and go hard. Very dangerous, playing right there. Yep, that's why. Good sleep. Okay, in that fight, I don't think you play with Ploss there. I think you just drop with Tusk and play with him. I know that's a lot more dangerous to play, but if you're up there, all it's going to take is a good dive from them to get up there and wreck you and Ploss, compared to if they were to just go up there and wreck Ploss, pretty much.
You'll have to try harder than that.
Careful, there's more of them than us. My journey continues.
I see you.
Don't rotate like this. Of course, nade because of it. Lucky. Oh, second late.
Ends now.
some fight in me.
Good. Not bad. Fast forward.
Attackers incoming.
Okay, so we can play a little bit more aggressively up here where Tusk is. Again, you want to keep Orb on Tusk as much as possible. Again, playing up. See, at this point, they're not using your Harmony. They're not using your Discord. Like, it's pointless for us to play back here. We should be pushing up more. Kick. You have a great boop on you now. Good, nice, good kick. Good Harmony. Just need to be more vocal with those Discords. I know you're not too much, but it's alright. I kind of like to play where you're going instead of coming out this way. Going out that left door. Fighting for this right side, we don't have enough brawl to get that. If we're actually setting up for a dive up there, that's a little different, but we don't. So either use that time to rotate to the top left above the gas station, or coming at that tunnel on the left side. So here, again, you want to try and play a little bit further back, that it's going to force them to use movement CDs to get onto you. So either to that top left or this gas station over here, giving you the chance that if you play all the way on this cliff side, they're going to have to use CDs to come at you during that time. They are in the air, they're going to be vulnerable to shots, etc., whatever, CDs, etc. Mainly kind of over here. It is a little dangerous, especially with a good hit scan that they have, because you can't peek too much. But with how far forward the card is, you could also play like right here. Being able to see all this, you can see the left. The only thing is you can't see where Snake is too well, unless somebody's constantly looking at it. This way is just, it's more open over here. You can constantly see if somebody's flanking on the left. Somebody jumps up there, you can see them. You know, you have full view all around you. Playing on these stairs is just dangerous because there's so many different angles they can attack you from, whether that's using CDs to get up on this high ground and pushing forward, this bridge over here, someone can rotate this cliff side, go underneath the bar, in the bar, around, up these stairs, in here, etc. So you just want to try and play corners that are going to be more advantageous for you to be able to see everything around you. Good.
Nice work.
Ballsy. Good, you got Harmony on him. It's good. I might have tranked that, to be honest, but... Okay, so you definitely don't want to stack support ults. Trank is very important, that if they force that out, that's really bad for us. But also, when they dive in on us, it should be Rally that's used, not Trank. Discard the tracer. Discard the tracer. Discard the tracer. Good. Now you're positioning good. You don't want to play this far out because you don't have any natural cover to hide behind.
This ends now.
We're lucky that he didn't hit a headshot on Fungi, but... Remember, keep harmony on your ball. I don't like you playing this far back. I know it's very risky to play that far forward, but you don't have any natural cover, and their soldiers who's gonna beam you from here. I don't know why your harmony orb wasn't on him. Should have been. It.
The cycle begins anew.
Again, if you have any questions while you're watching or when you do watch, feel free to ask.
Tactical visor activated.
Playing a little bit too far forward.
Defeat cannot break one who perseveres.
Again, why don't we try to play those quarters? Before we freak it out. Yeah, that's not your fault. Fungi kind of left you. I like that positioning. It was very aggressive. But if Fungi was playing with you, it would have been a lot safer. Just enough said there.
It takes 100 times to learn, 1,000 times to understand.
Good try, good try. Alright. Okay, so I think that's really the end of the Zen gameplay. It is. I'm gonna stop it here and go on to the next map, but just to cover the Zen a little bit. Looking at stats, if you look on the left, the stats overall are pretty good. I mean, you know, take away the kills, the deaths, and any kind of assist. You do have one of the highest damage on your team. Well, not really, but I mean, you still got a good amount of damage. That could definitely be bumped up, though. Like, it's It is pretty low, and you have been missing a lot of shots. I don't know if that's if that means just need to warm up on A Trainer, need some more time on Zen, that kind of thing. But definitely need to be hitting more consistent shots. Discord placement I thought was okay. I probably need another map to look at it a little bit more with a magnifying glass just to see who you were putting on. It seemed a lot of the time you were putting it on their tank, which depending on the tank is fine. But if it's like if it's on a Winston, that's fine. But if it's on more of a diva, that's a little less. And again, we're open communication about who we put dis on. If Snake calls out he wants to dive this person, that's who you need to put Discord on as fast as you can. Harmony, a lot of the times you tend to keep it on Fungi or Plus, which all that's going to do is heal up chip damage when really you wanted to put it on Tusk or Snake, and then take it off them as needed. But you would have gotten a lot more healing done if you kept it on Tusk the entire time when he was on ball, as well as Ryan at the end here. But trike usage was okay. We were definitely using it more of a tempo than using it for specific ults, but that's just because of the comp they were running. Otherwise, the Zen looks good. We just need to improve our aim, definitely, and call out a little bit more aggressive positioning instead of just waiting in one spot for the enemy to come to you. Push out a little bit further to them, you know. Okay, I just got your message. Yeah, I understand that, and I think at this point that it's just kind of what we have to run with is with you on Zen. So putting in some more hours on him, whether that's on a Smurf or whatnot, just to get better aim on Zen. Otherwise, your playstyle looks really, really good. Just the aim is kind of the big thing that needs to be tightened up. Those going into more aggressive angles and calling for it, lining up the discords, and keeping your harmony on your tank and switching it off as needed. So yeah, there's a couple things, but a lot of those things, if you think about it, are really minor because you weren't always doing those things. It was just occasionally where you left your harmony orb on Brig or soldier too long. You kept discording the tank. Another way that you use Discord is if priority. So if we say that somebody has an ult on their team, that's who Discord priority should probably go on, especially if it's something big. So think of we say, hey, Sojourn has ult and they have a few others. Sojourn ult is going to be the most important one for us to keep that Discord on. Let me rephrase that. They have Beat and they have Sojourn ult and Kiriko ult, let's say, okay? Out of all three of those, you're going to want to put it on Sojourn because Kiriko, she can just use it and die, whatever. If she used it, then that's value for the team. Beat is just it's a very small window for you to be able to kill him in order to make that Discord max value. It does pressure him out in order to either possibly using more CDs or possibly even using that beat for himself, basically adding that level of pressure that he might need to beat. But the Sojourn is the one that's the so you got the kind of the one and done alts like the Kiriko alt, like Pulse, that kind of thing. Then you have the channel alts, and then there's one other type of alt. The channel alt is Sojourn alt, that's Hog alt, that's Soldier alt, right? Those channel alts are, if they have one of those, you want to put Discord on them in order for us to melt them down, right? Yeah, you like those victories, don't you, boy? And them defeats. We don't talk about those. Alright. I do want to do Nepal, because I think with the Brawl we will need to start running BAP a lot more. And I want to take a look at that, just because BAP is just going to be better in that Brawl. Because having that MO for your Ryan to play more aggressively is value for us. So again, I did a VOD review of Studio last night, so I'm going to call this out now in just a second. Um, so from Studio's point of view, since he's that hit scan, you looking up at this, you're not going to see any possible other options besides healing and putting pressure, aka damage, onto their front line from this angle, right? Um, because of this, yes, we have a strong front line, but they have great point control with the Symmetra. We want to try to take a different angle where it's gonna kind of not necessarily neutralize the fact that they have good point control, but more the fact that with us being on level ground, we're gonna see more opportunities. So how I explained it to Studio was that so like where he's playing on these steps, looking up like right here, the only thing you're gonna be able to see is the Rhine. Or maybe a DPS that's pushed up a little bit, like the Sim, or like their Genji pushing up, right? It's a very narrow field of vision because they have the quote-unquote high ground. And I'll explain how when we do rotate, it's a little bit better to do it this way. But the same thing goes for you. Playing like this, all you're forced to do is either you put damage on the Rhine, maybe throw a shot in on a DPS, or you're healing, right? Yes, that still does a lot, and you are a support, so healing is important. But the big thing is you can't look for any sleeps or nades onto a backline. So like, let's say if these stairs weren't here and there was like a level ground right here, you would be able to nade the Ana, you'd be able to sleep the Ana. Easier time sleeping the DPS because it's on level ground, that kind of thing. Throwing nade in, that, you know what I mean? So I bring this up because if you see something like this and it's not really advantageous for where you're positioned, because I mean, what are you really going to do? You can't push forward, because if you do, oh look, you're going to have, okay, there's not any right now, but most of the time there's going to be turrets there. Oh, there's a Sim on the left that's going to poke at us. There's a Rhine over here that can push on me. You can't really push here. So what we need to do is either rotate left, where we're on that level ground, we have more sight lines, or we're going to push Elephant, where again, even ground with, like this thing right, with this platform right here, as well as the Elephant itself, that we're able to still look for those opportunities. So if you see something like that, or you're like, yeah, this position isn't working, call a rotation, right? Me and Tusk are primarily shot callers when we're in. However, if you have a plan or you want to make a rotation, call it. Or we will try our best to listen to you and go with it, right? Especially in scrims, we'll correct it afterwards if needed. So an issue that I've been noticing with the Brawl is, and maybe this was just the Ilios map that we had on the scrim, but when we're playing the Brawl, what we tend to do, we say, yeah, let's go in. We're going in, stacking on his 5, pushing in. The only issue with that is we don't do that for the entire thing. Usually what like you or a hit scan will do, we'll push far enough, and then we're like, ooh, this is a good spot to just do some damage. We don't have to really move. And you're popping shots, but eventually your front line is going to be so far forward that you're away from them. We're not going to be able to heal them, and it isolates you from someone potentially being able to dive on you, aka the Genji here, aka the Tracer on Ilios, that sort of thing. So you want to make sure that when we're playing that Brawl comp, you're more stacked. Playing a BAP will help you do that, because it seems like more of a BAP playstyle that when someone plays BAP, they're always wanting to be inside the Rhine, because they have that ammo that they can utilize. They have regen burst that they can utilize, and it's a tendency that they play within the front line where the bulk of our team is. Compared to Ana, which, yeah, you can nade yourself, but after that, it's not really like you have a consistent source of healing if you're taking like chip damage, compared to BAP, which he has the field, which he has the regen burst. So it's, yeah. Hopefully that covers it. Good nade. Yep, we're just healing up here, just healing up. Very defensive with your nades so far, which, I mean, it has kept us just stacked up and everything and healed up, but try and look for some more aggressive nades when you can. Which, again, throughout this might change, and you might actually get more aggressive nades. Don't shoot that. Obviously, I think hindsight 2020, I'm able to see that they have Simul. Him taking that damage there is just going to help you farm beat, help you farm nano, which obviously you already have it, but beat could be one of the things. And Simul isn't really that impactful. So I remember this specifically. I called to play left side of wall. We should have played right. One, he's about to hit a fat shatter. But two, once you nano him, playing on this left side, they're still going to be able to poke from there without a shield. We should have played on the right side. But you could have also gone for a big nade here in a second. Boom, big shatter. Oh look, can't go for a nade. Even if he, let's say, it wasn't on goal. Fuck, I feel like death. So Snake called for an aggressive Blossom that when they push in, he wants to use Blossom. What you want to do is set up a lot closer because we're all going to be going in here and you want to hit a big nade for him to be able to get that ult off with the max amount of value that he possibly can. So you playing this far back is not great.
Step right up.
You're out, you're out, you're out, you're out, you're out, you're out, you're out. So you die now. Oh, no you don't. This way, I was watching you. You don't die here. Good nade. Not on you that he died. Nade. Good. Even if you don't live here, which you didn't, throwing that nade out is just forces them to back and rethink some things. Could have gone for a sleep there on the Genji, regardless if you hit him or not. Unlucky. Could have naded yourself. Should have, I guess, naded yourself.
Thank you.
Good attempt. Again, same thing I talked about earlier. We don't want to be on these stairs. If we can, we want to try to play left or right. It's very map specific, but... Okay, give me 1 second.
Score 0-1.
It's good for the skin. I'm just.
Setting my equalizer to absolute destruction. Gotta go quick.
Reinhardt is the name. Glory is the game.
This is my favorite part.
Hold fast. Do not let them through. I will keep you safe.
Here they come.
Playing on high ground is okay at this point. I'm fine with that if you were to. Stuff like that won't happen if you're playing high ground.
The objective is now active.
One of these days I'll end up in Fiji.
Right. Grenade.
I'm with you.
I like the room you're playing in right now. This is good. Good. I think you could probably try and go for more sleeps. Because, I mean, I don't know stats-wise of how many you have or not, but it's not too many at the moment.
Let's do it fast.
Stand behind me, friends.
Taking care of you.
Oh, you want to hear this? Wicked.
I don't like you holding this for so long. Like, I understand that it's more accurate to use to get it on him. But you got to be a lot quicker than this, and I'm pretty sure you can't do anything besides move when we're going, when you have this toggle lock on. Needs to be a lot quicker than this. Because there's just a bunch of shots, nades, sleeps that you could have been throwing in there that you didn't. Perfect nade. That was a perfect nade opportunity right there. You saw the Lucio there. Ryan didn't have his shield up. You throw nade, boom. That's that. We win the fight off that. Okay, either play in the little room here. Don't play this far out. There's a Kree on your left that could kill you. Sleep, sleep, sleep. You miss those.
Step right.
My name's Wilbur.
I won't let you fall.
Good, good, good. I think I like you playing in this room. Because if anyone is forced in here, they can't use any... They can, but they can't accurately use their mobility cooldowns as much as they should be able to. But I only like that position when we're playing on point. Otherwise, you try and be in the team for rotations and such. We hit those. You could have gone for a nade there instead. A little higher up on nade. Alright, what we wanted to do. Again, you don't want to be looking up as Baptiste, you want to be even ground, or you're on high ground, because that's going to make your shots a lot easier and more accurate to hit. Fine, this is good, this is good, this is fine, this is fine. Okay, good, still fine. I think I prefer you to still play in that back right corner. Good layup. You're good. I'm not really worried about your sleeps. Oh my word, I have fucked up my phone. Chip my power button. Oh, that's just my case. Good. Yeah, it's alright if that's a bad sleep day. It's just you weren't really throwing them out too much, and I think you definitely could have more. So with all of our team playing over there, this this is a good spot because obviously no one's going to be able to see you unless they start pushing towards the mega on to your right. But the issue is if they do push you, you're very isolated from your people. So another angle you could be playing is either these stairs right here where you can jiggle peek out constantly. You have the ability to jump up here. You can I like up here a little bit better just because you can still heal. You have sights if you want to do some damage, and you can jiggle peek behind this corner to avoid anything. It's a little bit safer, but I'm also fine with this. But that's only if they can't push us, or if they don't push us. Don't need a lamp. Didn't need to lamp that. Could have just pocketed him and kept staring at him, kept firing into him. But he wasn't really crit there. A little early on regen burst. Okay, so I called this ult to be used. I think this is just on my bad on my part because we should have expected them to have shatter at this point. Which as soon as our shield's down, that's just free for us. So we want to try and do this window a little bit further back than what it was. Yeah, like about if you do it there, it has to be perfectly timed, and we need to just chunk like everyone's shooting through it at the Rhine, so we break his shield and cut him down, or get him so he's really low and he has to hide in order to get healed. But the only person, I mean, there's a couple people that would, yeah, right. Then was a good one. We just needed to burn him. Okay, always hold crouch so that you can avoid something like this happening too. And time it right. Or not hold crouch, but like have your exo boots charged in case something like this can happen. Like a shatter, like jumping over like a grab or something like that. You know, some stupid shit. But it's, like I said, that was just a bad play for us. We either could have played it on point or played it back right where we originally had to play it. Or we originally asked to play it, but it's all good. Live and you learn.
What's up? Behind you!
Lamp. Should have lamped earlier. So I don't know if this, I would like you to tell me, but I'm curious as to why we swapped to the Ana here, because I thought your BAP was still doing really well. I just think it was just some small moments that just made it feel a little bit less impactful. But overall, I thought you were doing well on BAP, so I'm just kind of curious on why we wanted to swap to this. Oh, you were told to swap. My bad. Okay. Oh, if that's the case, then, you know, whatever. Good attempt. Didn't need to nade that. Could have saved it, especially for yourself here if the honor goes on you hard. Unlucky. They didn't finish him, but otherwise pretty good. You didn't need to nade that though. With us having beat, you could have looked for something a little bit more aggressive there than throwing it on our team. I think you were just doing that anticipation of the Kree getting burnt. Good sleep. I don't think you needed to nade that either, but it's alright. Oh, what time is it? Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll look at one more. We'll look at Esperanza. This is a pretty quick one. I would look at Hollywood, but I just think we haven't figured out what we wanted to run for that comp yet, so we're gonna hold off on that one. Same for what's the other map that we were running? Shambali. That was the other one. But I definitely want to go over those two for the next one. So next time I do a VOD of you, remind me to do those two, because I mean, looking at this, these maps are pretty figured out of what we want to do. Didn't need to nade that. Could have looked for a nade. Boom, right there. If you would have thrown the name as nade as soon as the Orisa spin had gone down, that would have been a fat nade instead of nading yourself. You're playing far enough back that it wasn't a whole lot of damage for you to have to cower and nade at the same time. You could have just unpeaked, healed up a little bit, or just naturally healed up and then peeked back out. But small thing.
Robots with us now. Push ahead.
I've got you.
Progress! That's what I like to see!
Didn't need to nade that. He was safe. He didn't have to. I understand in-game urgency to do something like that. Don't need to scope in to get these shots. You could have just hit fired it. Unlucky. He ate it. It's not really your job to sit on card. You should be up above. This is more one of the three of them in front of you to do this, not you, but it's okay. I only say that because if you were high and we weren't getting those picks, that would be a great opportunity for you to throw nade, heal your team for below, that kind of thing. Just while you playing for bot is just less value for you in general. But if you want to play in a position like something like that, then make sure you just call it out and say that you want to so that somebody else can push. Jesus, this wants you. Good attempt. You almost had it too.
They've taken possession of the robot. Taking care of you.
The barricade is on the move. Let's go.
Good nade. Again, I don't like the lock it on thing. Unlucky, had to reload, but
What's here?
I don't think you needed a drop. You still could have stayed up there a little bit longer, but I mean, it's going to take them a while to respawn, so good at the moment. Where I want you to start playing for once we push the bot through a little bit over here, is probably this kiosk stand. Is so one from here you can see everything. Not going to be many flank angles. If they are, it's going to force them to commit really far to get back here. So this angle is pretty confidently safe. And if you're looking like this, you'll be able to see this left side pretty easy. You have the natural cover here, and you have a fallback route if you needed. So I don't know where you play it. Hopefully you do take that angle, but. Yep, hip fire and back, hip fire and back. Oh shit, I pressed the wrong button. That's my bad, but whatever, sorry. We good, we good. Don't. Good. Didn't need to nade that.
Escorting the robot.
I'm pretty sure he kills 3, doesn't he? Almost.
Rescue that robot.
How is this Kree not dead? Actually insane that he hasn't died yet.
We are pushing ahead. Join me.
I've got you.
Heading back to the barricade.
Bad guys. Take 'em out.
Good, I like the position. No need to drop, no need to drop, no need to drop, no need to drop. Now drop. Now you can drop.
Pushing our barricade up.
Good, I like this angle. I'd keep playing from that top angle. If you play that top angle though, you just gotta be fast to rotate a little bit. You're scoping in quite often, which is blindsiding you to a lot of these flanks, like the Echo about to blow you up, or the Orisa Spear. Yeah. So, like, honestly, if you can, getting as accurate as you can with those hip shots is a lot more preferable than getting those scope shots being accurate. Like, just constantly practice hip firing so that you can be able to hit those shots and still have full coverage on your left and right.
They've taken possession of the robot.
I'm gonna bring a box of fucking tissues to work.
Over there.
Fine with the nade. I don't really have to say anything about Nano, just besides the toggle thing, I don't need to say anything about Nano. Because, I mean, anytime we've been running it, usually we either call who to Nano, or you have a good idea of who you want to Nano. Usually it's Tusk. If, Tusk doesn't have ult and the alt sync is off between our Ram and our Ana, didn't need to nade that. Then you could just nano a DPS to build their ults. So I'm not really worried about anything like that, but yeah, biggest use I've seen so far is just, I'd say it's maybe like a 50-50 nade usage on how good it is or not good. Good. Like that one, not really necessary.
Robots with us now. Push ahead.
I'm fine with you scoping in like this. Good. Fine with that nade, it's whatever. Nah, I haven't really seen you go for any offensive nades here, honestly. Many of those nades where you don't need them, you could be going for more offensive nades, which I think will make fights a lot better for us if you go for them more.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Good sleep. Great positioning. I got another say. Now you jump. Yep. Good.
Let's get going.
Good. Yep, that's fine.
I go out on my terms.
We still good so far. No worries.
Ultimate's ready. Saddle up.
Isaiah,
Hey,
60 seconds remaining.
Step right up.
Only thing I could say with that is don't jump down off this high ground. Keep playing from like up here. So just again, playing from here, less of an angle. You're only seeing this lane straight ahead. As you move more left, you still get to see that same angle, just a little bit more. That's all. Tiny nitpick. Good sleep. Good save.
adjusting course. Following directions.
time is short. Hold strong.
I hope you're still watching. I know I just saw you get online, but keep watching to the end so I can just go over some points with Ana here.
They took the robot. Don't let it move a single step.
Drive them away. We can win.
Okay, that's all from them. I'm tired.
These days I'll end up in Fiji.
If you keep the robot, they're done.
The enemy's pushing. That's not good.
Good attempt, almost had it.
Knocked them from the barricade.
Good attempt.
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
Step right up.
Good stuff. Big things that we need to cover. Nades, you do have a tendency to use more passive nades. Sorry, I hate the music when I'm talking. Um, you do have a tendency to use more passive nades, not passive, defensive nades. For the heal part, where we want to try and look for more antis. There were a lot of nades that you used that were kind of wasted on chip damage, in a sense. And we just need to play a little bit. I'd say like in the next few scrims, try and play a little bit more risky with your nades and see if you don't need it. So that way you're getting a little bit more of a feeling of when nades are needed versus not with that incoming damage, because that's always constantly going to change throughout any nerf or buff. That you just kind of constantly need to experiment with how frequently you use that nade or when you use that nade. Sleeps could have gone for a couple more. I understand that wasn't a very good day for your sleeps or whatever. That's fine. Toggle for your nano. I'm fine if you keep it on. You just got to be quicker with it and don't hold it so long where you're just staring, looking at him. Okay, we're ready. And now you throw it on him, and it's you could do more. It's maximizing your uptime of what you are doing, putting more damage, putting more healing, going for place, that kind of thing. For the Zen, need some more time on it if you can. Try grinding it out, whether that's on a Smurf, I don't care where you grind it out, just grind it out, because it's specifically for aim. It's not necessarily for your CD usage or positioning, pretty much. The positioning part is more will happen in scrims, and trying to go a little bit more aggressive, because you're not going to be able to play Zen Breaking comp. It's just not going to work. Let's see. Make sure you're being more vocal about discords, who you're placing them on, as well as being vocal calling for positions that you want to take on Zen with your brig, so that your brig can follow you, because on the Route 66 map or any of the maps that we ran that brig Zen, there was a lot of times when I was watching Funguy's gameplay where he was just losing track of you, which is part him, part you fault, just by not communicating a little bit more. Like most of the times in a high level of Overwatch, comms are going to be going off constantly. There really isn't much time for a quiet moment. So just calling your positioning for that. That covers those two, and then the last one is BAP. I thought in general your lamps were good. Window, I mean, we only really got to see one. I think tonight for the Brawl comps we are going to be playing a little bit more BAP, because I would like to see your BAP a little bit more, so that I can start coaching that a little bit better. And then Exo Boots, make sure you're resetting and charging those often, so that you do have them ready, available to jump out of the way, that kind of thing. Get shots off from far away, that type of stuff. Other than that, if you have any questions, let me know, but that's all I have for you. And I always do this just for some dumb reason. Again, one more recap. Ana, go for more aggressive nades for the anti. Oh, that was also another thing I forgot. See, this is why I do this. Is try and get more accurate on your no scope, and just from the hip fire. Go for a little bit more sleeps. The toggle thing, I already explained that. Everything else looked good. Nades you want to experiment with. BAP, Exo Boots, and that's pretty much it for now. We didn't really see much Kiriko, and Zen, just get some more playtime on him, so that you're trying to get a little bit more accurate with his shots and everything. Other than that, you're good to go. Thanks for watching. This should end stream.